So grateful to share my journey with all of you. What journey? What journey? Journey from lying murderer to a lying murderer? If you followed my story, or if you've just now discovered it, lots of people have discovered the truth, especially lately. You can stream all the episodes of her old 10 plus year piece of shit story that's like so yesterday. The more interesting stories are the stories like Sarah Grace Patrick and the 24 other young teens or adults that have, committed homicide against a parent, both parents, a step parent. Not this clusterfuck of an old story. Not only that, I don't think A&E Network, which owns Lifetime, especially the CEO of A&E Network, would even do another show with Gypsy Rose Blanchard, especially considering that her prison emails from a Freedom of Information Act request have been leaked. They have been covered by the person who obtained them. And what's especially important is, I believe in October of 2023, she is directly talking to TMZ in an email because prisoners don't have privacy when they are ward of the state for committing first-degree premeditated homicide. And she knowingly and willingly broke her NDA to sell stories and pictures to TMZ and to strategize her fame and her narrative when getting out 2.5 months from that time. October 12th of 2023 is also when Lifetime dropped a trailer for the prison confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard on their YouTube channel, which is still there, by the way. This, again, is generic. Thank you to everyone who has supported me. Learned with me, grown with me, your love means everything. Okay, if you really did want to thank everybody who supports you, which is very, very few and far between, because most people are not that ignorant and they know the truth. They've read the case files. They've seen the evidence. They've read the eyewitness testimonies and all of the supplemental reports. Why wouldn't she directly contact those people? The fact that she's putting it on Instagram means she is psychologically manipulating you into believing that she has so much support and so much love. But again, this isn't even a handful of people. Learned with her and have grown with her. Okay, for argument's sake, she has been out of prison for almost 2 years. That means that she has become friends with people that were friends with Christy and worked their way in, climbing the ladder to Gypsy, such as her so-called best friend, Bree. If those people learned and grown with her, then why are they worst versions of themselves after knowing Gypsy Rose Blanchard for 1.5 years? And I mean cyberbullying, stalking, cyber stalking, harassing, threatening, allegedly doxing, because people simply don't believe the lies. They don't believe the false narrative that Gypsy has tried to spin, because she has been caught in lie after lie after lie. For argument's sake, those people would be better versions of themselves today after knowing her for 1.5 years. Because some of these people only started messaging and becoming friends with Christy Blanchard around March, April, May of 2024, but not friends with Gypsy quite yet. But for argument's sake, 1.5 years is a long time. Why doesn't she do things for and with the people that allegedly support her, love her, have encouraged her? Why has she not reciprocated that? Like, for example, if your friend has weight issues, there's 365 days in a year, and multiply that 1.5 years. That is an average of 550 days in 1.5 years time that Gypsy Rose Blanchard could have been going to the gym daily with her friend, getting a gym membership, encouraging her friend to make better, healthier life choices. But the fact that people don't see after 1.5 years, 2 years of her being out, really anybody learning or growing with her, and the result of that, but only in a negative way, really shows that this is just to manipulate the public and to make real celebrities or public figures on Instagram think and feel like she has all this support. Name on one hand how many friends or family truly believe Gypsy Rose Blanchard's lies. And the last thing that the A&E network, especially the CEO of A&E, which owns Lifetime TV, wants is a legal liability like Gypsy Rose Blanchard, knowing that she was selling her location, videos, photographs, information to TMZ, breaking her non-disclosure agreement, acting as the source. And of course, we know how TMZ operates because we all watched the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial with Morgan Tremaine. We know the celebrity is always the source. That's why TMZ interfered and tried to get an attorney to stop their former employee from testifying to that truth, to that fact of how they get such accurate information from public figures and celebrities. And Gypsy Rose Blanchard was curating fame, infamy, before she was even released. But that also tells you how much she really cared about her NDA with Lifetime. And with the estimate of over $485,000 that she made off of the books, the documentaries, the interviews, the reality show, and the docuseries, she really bit the hand that fed her the most. But that also shows you what a dishonest little snake that Gypsy Rose Blanchard truly is, and how she truly behaves and speaks when she thinks that nobody will ever find out. That tells you more truth with one single email about Gypsy Rose Blanchard than every single word she will ever utter out of her mouth for the entire duration of her natural life. Because she likes to use language, linguistics, words to manipulate. That is the psychopathic sociopath in her. She cannot stop herself. And this is another example, changing the description on the YouTube channel. Official channel of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, but this was supposed to be a family vlogging called Magic in the Chaos. So that right there does not even match. Official channel of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, sharing my journey of healing, lie, motherhood, lie, growth, lie, and real life moments as I rebuild my future one day at a time, lie. First of all, she has not shown anybody any journey of healing. No thorough psychological evaluation, therapy, intensive psychotherapy to treat her cluster B personality disorders. Her lies continuously about not smoking, even though she's been a full-time smoker for 2 years, even during her pregnancy. She didn't even successfully stop smoking like she told everybody to switch over to vaping nicotine instead. And the same thing with Ken. He is also a smoker. She doesn't share her journey with motherhood. She was not inclusive and transparent about her birth, about the baby. The closest she has come to about sharing motherhood are the strategized videos for her family vlogging content, like going to the safari, where she doesn't show the baby at all, her reaction, because you can't show motherhood without showing the child's reaction. And of course, that's fine that she doesn't want the baby to be in the public domain, but that's a lie. She's not sharing the journey of motherhood. She's also not even being honest and transparent about what motherhood is for her, from the birth of the baby, the pregnancy, all the way to now the baby being almost a year old. She also has not shown her journey and her growth. She's also not showing real life moments, because she's not showing the arguments, the fights, the lying and the manipulation, her constant talking and reaching out to Ryan Anderson, her ex-husband, up until not very long ago. She hasn't shown how hard it has been to not have Ken by her side 24/7 and him working. So real life moments, absolutely not. And rebuild my future one day at a time. The future has not happened yet. So you cannot rebuild something that has not happened yet. Rebuilding a future one day at a time. Make that make sense. Manipulative word salads. Manipulative word smithing. And no matter how much you might plan, you cannot build a future, let alone rebuild it. It hasn't occurred yet. We could all die tomorrow.